Are you Spanish?
No, I'm English.
Ah, good. We don't like Spanish. We kill all Spanish for the king of the French.
Wow, that's incredibly racist.
No, we are friendly. Don't worry, be happy.
Okay, that's great. I'm just waiting for the volcano.
He is friendly, Captain. He's good.
Okay, very good, very well. I love Spanish.
No, you don't love Spanish.
No.
You
I
love
don't
English,
like the
Captain.
Spanish. I love English, pudding, the softy.
Breakfast. This is good.
Your me hearties, Captain Falcore here on your number one stop for Sea of Thieves news, speculation and general rambling.
Hey peeps, Falcore here. So for those who don't know the lore that surrounds Forsaken Shores, let me give you a brief history. Some time ago, an alliance was formed named the Forsaken Shores Alliance. This alliance had in its possession a magical figurehead. When adorned on a ship, this figurehead would give the crew the ability to break through the shroud. That's the large spooky fog that surrounds the Sea of Thieves. This would reveal new lands. One of these regions they visited was named the Devil's Roar. During their travels in this region, they got somewhat greedy with the precious loot these lands had, and in the lack of haste, their ship, the Shroudbreaker, was destroyed and the figurehead was smashed into 1,000 pieces. The figurehead's magical properties were swept across the land and uncovered the Devil's Roar for all of us to sail in, even the ferryman himself. But before all this happened, Grace and her crew were the only ones here. They scoured the lands in the hopes to find safe harbour and a place to call home. However, one of the crew members had nothing but greed on his mind. During their travels, they discovered a strange sealed box. Crewmate Jim named it the Box of Wondrous Secrets. He was the only crew member to peek inside the box, and what he saw he could not put into words. But let's face it, if you're going to have a box of wondrous secrets and want to keep what's inside safe, for future reference, let's not make it out of wood, sealed with candle wax and rope, and then drop it in a region with molten lava and boiling water. Captain Morrow started to notice something change in Jim, and was concerned for her crew's safety, so she banished Jim in a rowboat on the outskirts of the Shroud and sent him packing to the wilds. This strange box of wondrous secrets came with a curse. Those in its possession would be tainted by its mysterious power. It would warp the minds of the crew. Jim was the first to succumb to this curse, and it was the reason he was banished. However, shortly after the destruction of the Shroudbreaker, Jim must have found his way back. And with his mind hell-bent on the possession of a box of wondrous secrets, he returned to the lands and began to murder Captain Morrow's crew under the orders of a gold hoarder. We'll talk about more of that in another video. He also poisoned Captain Morrow herself, however she is made of tough stuff and was able to survive the poison and spent the rest of her days in a Devil's Roar by herself, where she slowly lost her mind. Her journals talk of some very strange things during her isolated stay in the Devil's Roar. As the Shroud began to part, more and more activity began to happen there. First, the ocean life was spotted. She talks of a large megalodon by the name of Redmore, as well as a large crab called Lord Pinch that she fought off a couple of times. She also talks of evil merfolk who she befriended by marrying the merfolk prince.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Did these things happen? Or is this evidence of her losing her mind? She also talks about the arrival of the ferryman in the region and how she wishes he was around when her crew died. She talks of spending time on the ferry a few times and how the ferryman enjoyed keeping her there in his service. But the most interesting thing she talks about in her journals was being visited by the Pirate Lord himself. She mentions that she remembers when he was still alive. Herself, Jim and Ruby were still kids at this time, but the Pirate Lord has been dead for centuries. His crew were the first in Sea of Thieves over 200 years ago, which means Jim and Captain Morrow and her late crew are very old indeed. So what is keeping them alive? The only thing they all have in common is the pendant they wear around their necks. Plus they all have strange orange glowing eyes. Could this pendant give them unnaturally long life? But how did they come across these pendants? Someone must have gifted these pendants to them and the figurehead itself. a certain pirate who is hell-bent on finding all the curses in these lands for his own benefit. A certain pirate who is also immortal and recruits those greedy enough to do his bidding. A pirate that holds the power of flame. A flame that is close to his heart. But that's just a theory.
A game theory.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick word about a new merchandise range that I currently have out on TeePublic. If you want to head over there and have a look, you can be one of the very first people to own a Captain Falcore t-shirt. As always, if you like the video, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you really like the video, please hit that subscribe button. And hell, click the bell as well, so you're always informed of Sea of Thieves news, speculation, and other general guff that I might upload. Until next time, everybody, happy sailing. Bye-bye.